She pulls my trigger, got me up alright. It's a danger pretty here in our city. She pulls my trigger, got me up alright. It's a danger pretty here in our city.
All right. So man, that episode, I got a couple of things to say. I don't know if you wanted me to start or if you wanted to start.
You go right ahead. You seem like you wanna say it.
So I really like the episode. I think it's better than the last one. Um the main things that I really enjoyed about this one was one, the action was there. Even though the last one had action, like this one felt like it had balance. We started off with Cecil's background, which I think was really cool to get that little insight on why he thinks the way that he thinks. Um, and we get a backstory of why he has those scars. Um, then we transition obviously into that argument between him and Mark. And I mean, I think they're both making very valid points. That's why everybody was like sort of in a polarized state where some people were thinking one way, other people were thinking the other, and it's interesting to see that type of conflict, right? Of what's right and wrong. How much can Cecil toe the line? Um, and I think that was a really interesting thing to watch. A very real thing to watch because I feel like if anybody, especially I feel like when you become more of like get into like adult life, I want to say like the more you grow old, you start seeing things differently. Um,
Yeah.
and I do sort of agree upon that. Like the Guardians who left had a more immature view on things. Or more of like tunnel vision versus where the older, more experienced guys had like they had like a vast like a view that sort of encompassed more things than just themselves. Um, so I think that was a really good point to sort of touch upon, and then obviously ending it with Cecil when he first got into the as commissioner, uh, yeah, right,
Director.
director of the GDA, and then him making a name for himself. Also thought that was really good, and the fact that he's sort of doing the same thing as the last director towards Donald leads me to believe that something's going to happen to Cecil and that Donald's going to end up being the new director.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah, or if Cecil retires, then Donald is next in line.
I got a feeling Cecil's gonna die.
Yeah, but that's overall I thought the episode was great. If the last episode I gave a 7, I want to give this one like a strong 8.5 to 9.
Damn.
Yeah.
Okay.
I really enjoyed this episode.
Yeah, I mean, it was a lot. I think for me, in the sense of storytelling, like it was. I like the backstory and all that stuff. I like the storytelling of it. Well, first of all, I didn't even know what happened to him, and that was freaking crazy because now it's like a weird mind thing where the scar isn't a scar, the rest of his body is.
Yeah.
No, now it's just like that's his remaining feature, and everything else is a scar. That was interesting.
Mm.
But yeah, it was cool to see his backstory, the way he reformed the prison. I don't know how he did it, but you could tell that Cecil has been through a lot, and I think that's the difficult part of when you watch him talk to Mark. And of course, you're watching the show, and um, you always want to be on Mark's side. It's like, you know, because you want to root for the hero and stuff like that, but at the same time, like you have to step back and think like the position that Cecil's in, where now, and I don't want to get too into it, but now in our real life, that's how it is. Like with like the army and the military in general, they don't just not kill people.
Hmm.
Like yeah, it was interesting to see the back and forth of that, of how people would take it more in real life, I guess.
Yeah.
Because the show, it just, you wish you could just not kill people and save everyone, but obviously in a position where Cecil's in, that's not. You can't protect the world without, taking basically like a few people like dying or whatever, or suffering at least.
Yeah.
So it was interesting. And to your point, yeah, I think the younger Guardians definitely saw it in a way where the same way Mark sees it, which I'm going to be honest, I feel like eventually Mark will no longer see it that way. There's going to I feel like there's going to reach a point where there's no way the Viltrumite is going to come to Earth and he's not going to kill that Viltrumite. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's always going to be a position where I feel like they're going to be stuck with, now I have to end this person.
Yeah.
It was kind of like the Man of Steel movie when he grabbed Zod's head and all the fans were upset, but it was like, it makes sense because why would you keep this guy alive? He's just as powerful as you.
Right.
But
Right. And he
evil.
won't stop. And he won't stop. That's the other thing.
Yeah, and that's the other thing. They won't stop. They won't reform.
Yeah, let's not forget he was about to fry like a family. And
yeah, that was a good scene. I fucking love that scene.
I don't know why people give so much shit to Man of Steel. I really enjoyed it. But yeah, dude. I mean,
to basically end it, it was a good episode. I actually really enjoyed it. The ending is nice. It's very touching to see them get in a relationship. But I really can't wait to see more. I want to see how this develops, and I have a funny feeling Oliver's going to get into some trouble. I don't know.
Okay. I mean, yeah, that's a given. Sorry, motorcycle. Anyways. Yeah, so yeah, no, that's a given. I'm just waiting on the super sex scene because I know if they had it for Mark and Amber, they're definitely gonna have it for Mark and what's her name?
Really? Eve.
Thanks.
Damn.
Sorry, it's been a long day. It's been a long day. I think you could tell. All right, so rolling on into nerd news, and I think you're on the same boat as I am because it's all everyone is talking about this week. Is
What? Let's see.
the new Avatar series.
Oh my god. I think we actually talked about it in a night ride once, but it was like a speculation.
Yeah. I mean, no, we saw like the hints towards it, but now they actually full blown like drop deets on what this show is going to be. It's interesting.
Yeah. They confirmed it.
Interesting take. Korra being, basically hated. And now the Avatar is born into like this destroyed world in a sense. So I think when I read everything, I was like, I think this is a cool direction because it opens up different avenues for them to like explore. So I don't know. There's some people hating on it, but I kind of like the idea.
I think with Avatar, it's such a. I think people need to, and I'm not trying to offend fans here, but I also feel like people need to sort of get over the first series. First series was great. It was amazing. I'm not going to take that away. But also to create more stories around this world, you sort of need to like, you know what I mean? Like if you're going to have different series of different avatars, then you're going to know that the last avatar is not going to be there anymore. And I know that's upsetting to people, but like I like it. I like the world expanding. I think it's really cool.
Yeah.
Adding more details and stories and see what the world can become with people who bend.
Yeah, I agree. I'm super excited to see what they come up with because I know there's always been like these. Well, not it's not theorizing. Apparently, like the books, obviously, the graphic novels, they branch out into all the things that we don't get in the series, and I think it's gonna be really cool to get some of those things added in. I think that's gonna be a very nice treat for anyone who's a fan, and I agree with you. I feel like people do it's not that they have to let go of the first series in my opinion. I feel like it's just they have to stop comparing.
Mm.
And it's like people who go into Korra after watching Avatar: The Last Airbender. It's like, listen, if you go into Korra because a lot of people go into Korra and they go, "Oh, this is just dog shit compared to Atla," right? It's like if you go into Korra with zero expectations, you're gonna find that you enjoy that series a lot more than if you would if you're constantly comparing it to Atla. And Korra had a lot of cool things, like a lot of
Yeah,
cool things, which people end up ruining or marring by having a set expectation, and it sucks to see because I feel like there was a lot of cool scenes. So yeah,
I like the way that Korra took it, like to a point of kind of maturity. You know, literally one of the villains assassinating someone, and her having her mental health issues and like PTSD and like all this stuff. It talked about serious topics,
hmm
and maybe that's what threw people off as well.
yeah,
But I don't know. It was good. I again, like I said, the first season is always going to be the best and the greatest. It was the one that started it all. But I feel like people should give these new series a chance.
yeah. Other things, right? For and to give an idea to the writers recording this, this Friday the 28th, we're Monster Hunter Wilds is going to be dropping. That's exciting. In other news, like video game news, Warner Brothers apparently canceled. I guess a planned Wonder Woman game,
Oh, I did hear about that one. Yeah,
and
yeah.
it shut down three studios, which was Monolith Productions, Player First Games, and Warner Brothers San Diego. So yeah, interesting. This thing going on with the gaming community, right? Another motorcycle. Yeah, so interesting thing going on with the gaming community because we had the issue with Rivals where they laid off a bunch of employees.
They laid off like the director or like a lot of the big people.
Yeah, so very strange, to say the least, right? But as far as that, as far as nerd news goes, that's basically all I got. I'm gonna just drop this in there because why the hell not? I mean that's what the night ride is for. Um, you know, for writers who don't know, I love music. We did a couple of reactions to like Sleep Token and Joji and some other stuff. Dropping this in there, I recently got into Dayseeker. Um, Dayseeker's band, which is honestly, I listened to them and I thought they were fantastic. The lead singer Rory Rodriguez, he has awesome voice, which he really shows in live performances because he matches like basically the album tracks as well. And yeah, dude, I think they're really good. It's so crazy when I find a band like this and they're like so underrated because they only have like 140,000 subscribers on YouTube, and they yeah, dude, I feel like they deserve way more. I mean, shit. It almost feels like what happened when with Sleep Token for me, where I discovered Sleep Token when
Mm.
they were like at what 16,000 followers, and
Yeah,
now they're just fucking massive. Funny anecdote, and sorry to cut into the nerd news, but funny anecdote. You remember when we went to go see? I'm not going to mention the band name because it's they're kind of controversial, but we went to go see this band and we saw.
oh, it was for Prolifia that night, but the opener.
No, it wasn't Polyphia. I know which one it was, but I just don't wanna say it. Um,
Oh, okay.
but no, we went to Polyphia, but this is another one. We went to another show and we saw all of the opening acts except for the one right before the main band, and then we stepped out, probably to talk, and yeah, we missed the whole set of that band that was right before the main band, and we went in, watched the main event, whatever. I didn't learn until later on that the band that we missed was Sleep Token.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it was Sleep Token. It was when they were still on their album Sundowning. They were still coming up. They had imagine the time that I started listening to them, which was probably like maybe a couple of months after that, they were at 16,000 followers. So you can imagine where they were at when we went to go see that band, which is absolutely nuts to me. And the fact that I may not have the chance to see them again live is fucking eating me on the inside.
It's okay, man. Things have a way of working around.
Hopefully. Anyways, if you got any nerd news, I'm sorry I cut into so much of the time there.
Oh, honestly, it's funny they say it though, because I don't have a lot. Like, I didn't prepare myself. I'm sorry, guys. Obviously, I heard the Avatar news and the Marvel Rivals news and all that stuff, and everyone who's been playing the Thing and the Human Torch, which I imagine most people are enjoying it.
Mm.
I have a comic book news, but it was kind of like it's not. I wasn't like, as super surprised as I was with Thundercats and Powerpuff Girls, because it's like, oh, okay, I can see this. It's Sonic and DC. And
Ooh.
one of the first covers they released is the Sonic characters dressed as the Justice League.
Oh.
So you could already imagine who Sonic was.
Oh, duh.
Yeah, obvious. Which I think Knuckles was Superman, Amy is Wonder Woman, I think Batman was Tails or Shadow.
I
I
think
can't
I
remember.
I think I might have to pick that up if he's dressed as the Flash, dude.
Yeah, it's like a couple of stuff. But yeah, it's basically I don't know. The thing is, it's just the cover art of them dressed as the superheroes. But
Mhm.
I think the actual comic is about them working alongside said superheroes.
Okay, cool.
Um, so it's interesting. It's another collaboration that I was like, oh, I mean, okay, like cool, like do your thing.
Yeah.
But we seem to be getting that a lot lately.
Crossovers.
Collaborations with these crossovers with like kind of strange, like almost like not so similar
Not so synergistic, yeah.
properties. So I mean that's cool. I mean if people like it and that's why they keep doing it, then go ahead.
Mm.
I mean the Naruto one did really well, so
Yeah, but
and that's pretty much
the
that's all I got.
I was gonna say the Naruto one made sense. This one, I feel like
But it was
the
even though it made sense, it was still odd because this is a Japanese property from a manga writer to an American company with a comic writer. So I think that's what threw me off the most.
yeah, but I feel like the vibe check is the same. Whereas like Sonic characters in the DC universe is a little out of place, especially because I mean the power difference, right?
Yeah, I mean
Um,
it's the alternate timelines.
yeah, but still, yeah, no, I mean it's cool. I actually feel like I'm kind of interested in getting that issue now. Um, but yeah, other than that, I mean, hey, it's cool. We said our piece. Writers, let us know down below what you thought about episode 2, season 3 of Invincible. Whose side would you be on? Would you be on Cecil's or would you be on Mark's? We'd love
Mm,
to hear that.
controversial.
Yeah, again, please no spoilers. We know we've only got 2 more episodes to go before this half of season 3 is basically done and over with. Um, but yeah, keep those spoilers. I know we're a little bit late into the game. Let us know about any of the nerd news we mentioned. And yeah, just let us know down below. We love to hear from you guys. So that being said, hopefully you enjoyed this night ride, and hopefully we'll see you on the next one. Peace out.
Peace.